What is a website or an app that was legendary back in the day, but is now a complete ghost town? MSN Messenger. Spent entire summers crafting the perfect away message is so your crush would notice. Now my kids don't even know what an away message is. Yahoo was the internet back in the 90s. It was your search engine, your email, and your news portal. It still exists, but has no relevance. Eborm's World and F My Life. Yik Yak. If you're over the age of 25, you're a grandparent on that app. Slashdot.org. Reddit, along with almost every voting-centric community forum system, can trace a lot of its DNA to Slashdot, which was basically the Reddit of its time. In fact, if anything, progress has reversed in some ways. Slashdot's voting and community moderation system was way ahead of its time and still ahead of Reddit. Not so much in terms of technical sophistication for scalability, but the kind of decisions that go into structuring how voting should work if you don't want a community to inevitably spiral into an echo chamber. Especially, meta-moderation needs to become a thing again. IDK, but if Habbo Hotel still exists, probably that. MySpace used to be huge, now it's just kinda dead, lol, nobody even checks it anymore. AltaVista was once the go-to search engine. Now it's just part of Yahoo, which is also a ghost town. Yahoo answers. It was chaos, but it was our chaos. Albino Black Sheep. I remember browsing that back in the day, even before Newgrounds. Same with Eborm's World. Older versions of IMDb. The message boards were a chaotic, glorious mess where you could find deep-dive discussions on the most obscure indie films or weird production errors. When they nuked the boards, they killed a massive chunk of internet film history. Internet is not the same without StumbleUpon. Remember ICQ Messenger? Orkut Community Hangout Space. Winamp. It really whipped the Larmer's ass. If it was called an app, it was not back in the day. Vampire Freaks only sells clothes now. Friendster. MySpace would be also on this list, but other commenters beat me to it, so I bring up Friendster.com, http Friendster.com. MapQuest and Ask Jeeves. Yahoo answers. I was once the one answerer in a very niche category, in the USA version. Netscape's search engine. Tom is still my friend though. Craigslist. Well, your mileage may vary. Craigslist over here in the UK was fairly popular here until about 10 to 15 years ago. Then when they got rid of personals, it was basically the nail in the coffin here. Threadless had a pretty vibrant community of artists and t-shirt fans back in the day. There was a golden window of about 6 or 7 years. A website redesign on their part, then the emergence of other similar t-shirt sites and print-on-demand platforms, not to mention Facebook, pretty much killed the community overnight. Stack Overflow was the place to go if you were a developer. AI has completely murdered it within the last year. Gawker and its sister site, Jezebel, Deadspin, etc. Those were the good days before Till and Hulk ruined it. Tumblr. The 2018 NSFW ban gutted it overnight. Foursquare. I was the mayor of 2 Starbucks in my area, and didn't have to pay for a drink for several months. I miss those days. Newgrounds, Photobucket, Zanger, and do kids still play on Stick Wars type websites? OkCupid. We were able to socialize on the app with people we may have seen, chose not to try to date, but enjoy talking to. I met 2 men back then on Occupid that I am still friends with today. Then Match.com bought the app and absolutely destroyed it. I know no one's reading this far down, but Webferret. StumbleUpon. Before the algorithms decided exactly what they wanted us to see based on our engagement data, you could just click a button and find a random, high-quality blog about 18th century shipwrecks or a cool flash game. It made the internet feel like an actual exploration instead of a curated shopping mall. Slenderman the Game Temple Run. Yahoo Games. I often used to play some Pictionary thing. It's why I can type so fast, that and a sketch. Grindry blows so much chunks. Do any of you remember the client-server precursor to social media, Hotline? Temple Run. There was a time when every phone had it. Now it feels like it got left behind in 2013 with our sanity. IRC. The legend of Budninger lives on though. E-Village. It was essentially a place for women. All women. Not in a weird sexual way but more of a safe place. Stumble upon. It was the ultimate serendipity button for the internet. One click and you were in a weird corner of the web you'd never find on an algorithm. Now, that magic is replaced by endless scrolling and targeted ads. I really liked ThinkGeek. Whoever bought them out shut it down. They had some really unique products for sale. Stumble upon. I lost days on that site. Rusher. Bashorg. It was a collection of fun quotes and discussions that happened in IM, mails or forums. I still miss it. Joe Cartoon. LiveJournal, MySpace, ICQ, and MSN Messenger. Take me back, 'cause I thought life was hard then but Christ, if only I knew. Jib Jab. Maybe not legendary, but lots of fun. Tickled. I still have the t-shirt. American Online. Compusive. Fun math games and Freeve were the goats. In my country we had MXit right at the beginning of social media. Eventually shut down when BBM came out. Stuff white people like. There was a German one called a Nuddles, but nowadays that's just a giant group of pedos. MySpace, LimeWire, Kazaa, Napster, AOL Instant Messenger. I would venture to say a bunch of forums. Facebook and Reddit have condensed a lot of that. Ain't it cool news? I used to be obsessed with that site for movie news. Then Harry turned out to be a predator who used his influence to draw women in and treated them like trash. Homeststeriner.net. It's .com. Oh yeah, right. Homeststeriner.net. It's .com. The Spark, if anyone still remembers. I'm scrolling but I'm not seeing anyone type. High five. DSL reports. It is now shut down. It was a great resource. GameFAQs. Everyone uses YouTube for game guides now, I guess. Club Penguin. Online game. Anybody remember couch surfing? It was sort of like Airbnb before Airbnb, with a social community around it. It may still be around, but I can't remember the last time someone mentioned it. Much Music Forum. This may be a Canada-specific thing.